time.
So I thought I'll never get back on this project again, but here we go. Got some good weather this weekend, and I plan on doing getting pretty far on these Fender Flares. I got some sanding left to do, and then we're gonna move on to paint and hopefully, you know, mount these on the car. So I don't know if I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna see how far I could get. I think I'm gonna still need to buy some hardware and some specific stuff once I do the mounting, but other than that I think we'll get pretty far. So let's get to it. start trying to mount the fender flares on the car. I got some schmutz on my nose, but anyway, we're gonna start off by measuring out the hole locations on the actual fender flares, and then matching those to the body, and then drilling the holes out on the body, and prepping those holes for the rivet nuts so that there's no corrosion that could develop down the line. So you want to make sure that once you drill those holes, you have bare metal, so you want to make sure that that bare metal is protected. So let's get to it. Right, so I mounted the first hole just to get this thing placed where it's going to go. I just wanted to double check that I was drilling in the right spot, so I actually used this piece being in place, and I put the drill bit through there. I sprayed this with some cold zinc galvanizing compound, so it's still drying, but it's basically, it dries very fast. It's almost like primer, and what that does is it kind of bonds to the metal, and it prevents further rust. And then I'm gonna just touch it up with a little bit of the white paint. Again, this is gonna be covered with the fender flare, but you know, I wanted, if I ever decide to take these off, I want it to be pretty clean looking. That's actually one of the reasons why initially I was going to mount these permanently or with adhesive. So that's, I guess it's not permanent, but with adhesive. But then I thought about, what if I ever have to fold down the bed here? The fender flare will not allow me to do that. And if it's with adhesive, it, you know, I could break it trying to take it off and whatnot. But if it's just held on with a couple of bolts, I could just undo those and take them off, and then I could fold down the sides of the bed. So that's the plan. For this guy here, this first bolt, there's you know, the between the door skin and the inner panel, there's enough space for the rivet nut. On this edge here, I had to drill through and make a corresponding hole on the inside panel, just because it's not enough depth for the rivet nut. So I'm treating both sides with paint to prevent corrosion. And then I don't know, I think the other one that might be problematic is this one here, but I'm not sure yet. So this might be also not deep enough inside the or there might not be enough depth inside between the two panels, but we'll see when we get to that point. So this is kind of time consuming because I basically am drilling the hole, treating it, letting it dry, and then moving on to the next, just because I don't want to make any mistakes. So it's just going to be a little bit time consuming. So to keep this going, I'm jumping from left to right, just so while the paint dries on that side, I can drill a hole on this side, paint it. Hopefully the other side will be dry, and I'm just jumping back and forth. Also, I forgot to mention what I did with the rivet nuts. I actually sprayed the zinc compound on them. I mean, these are aluminum. Reason why I'm using aluminum. Stainless steel ones are really hard to deal with. They're very they're just hard to install, and if you ever want to remove them down the line, it's practically impossible to take them out without destroying the fender. These, I've made mistakes and I've actually drilled these out with a regular drill bit. So aluminum, also aluminum doesn't rust, but it can react with steel. So what I did is I painted them with the zinc compound as well. So that's just an extra barrier of protection. So I'm painting the fender, and or it's not a fender door, but I'm painting the holes, and I'm also painting the rivet nuts. And I'm only painting them. I'm painting them side up like this, so there's no paint on the outside lip. But just wanted to share that with you. Alright, so we'll mount this up, line up our next hole, and keep moving. Alright guys, got the Fender Flares mocked up, front and back. I'm debating whether or not to use this piece. Kind of digging the way it looks, just like that. It kind of got that Rocket Bunny kind of style where the back of the Fender Flare is open. When I put this on here, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys think I should add this piece or not. I mean, I put a lot of work into them. I don't want to drill into the body and then change my mind and remove it and then have a permanent hole here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to move forward with painting these. And I could always add these on later. So next step is to get these painted. Like I said before, I got to order the proper hardware. I got to order a U-channel, a rubber U-channel. It's going to go around the edge, this edge here, on all the parts. That would also give it a more finished look against the body. It will act kind of like a gasket. We'll go around to this side. So there you have it. The rare ones, I think I could get away with just 2 fasteners. They're very small compared to these, and there's no curvature to the body there like there is here. Those bottom ones actually help to flex the part again against the body. But yeah, so let's get these painted and take it from there.